Tonight, a joint federal task force has carried out coordinated raids in more than a dozen cities, arresting dozens of suspects.
The individuals are accused of running a nationwide criminal network that moved money, data, and contraband across state lines.
Every suspect played a part in the organization.
Night in Colombia. Columns of police cars are rushing through the dark streets at full speed. Flashing lights cut through the darkness with red and blue flashes. This is no ordinary raid. This is the finale of a 3-month investigation into an international drug network. A joint task force of the FBI, DEA, and Colombian Special Forces took up positions around a suspicious object in the suburbs of Medellin. Intelligence spent 3 months tracking suspicious cargo flows, financial transactions through offshore companies, and encrypted messages. All the threads led to this house. Operators rush inside. Stun grenades illuminate the corridors with blinding flashes. Shouts of "Police! On the floor! Hands behind your head!" echo through the building. One by one, the cartel members fall to the floor with their hands behind their heads. The agents handcuff them, tightening the plastic zip ties around their wrists. Their faces are pressed against the hoods of cars, while other agents search their pockets. Phones, flash drives, wads of cash dollars. Each person arrested receives a number. Portable scanners read fingerprints on the spot. The database starts producing matches. These people are already in the system. 3 were killed in a shootout. The rest are led outside to waiting armored cars. A group of police officers detained the guy, and he provided them with documents that showed that he was here by coincidence. After checking, they realized that he had nothing to do with their business and released him. The body cam catches a sharp turn. The patrol goes out to intercept. The oncoming car tries to go to the right, but runs into a cordon. The doors swing open. The commands are short and harsh. The first handcuffs snap into place, a mid-level courier. On the seat is a bag with a sealed briquette and a pack of disposable phones. The patrolmen got out of the cars at the same time. Red flashes cut the night. "Stop! Hands up!" The warning sounded twice, but the suspect rushed towards the parking lot, jumped over a low fence, and tried to hide between the cars. His breathing and the jingling of keys can be heard faintly. The officers keep their distance. One covers, the other reports on the radio. The object is from the list of those involved in the cartel, possible weapons. The man turns sharply, reaches for his waist. The metal flashed in the light of the headlights. A final "Don't move" is sounded, after which the officers fire control shots. Short, aimed shots to stop the threat. The suspect falls, throws the weapon aside. The group converges under cover. One fixes the hands with clamps. The other puts the gun in a bag. For small bags, medics are called immediately. The perimeter is blocked. On the hood, the time of detention is indicated. In the protocol, warning, resistance, and legal use of fire during the arrest of a drug cartel member. In the morning, law enforcement officers received a call about a suspect who could be involved in a drug cartel. The patrol quickly went to the place, blocked the man's car, and detained him for further verification of his identity and possible connections. In the evening, the group arrived at a 1-story house. When the woman knocked, she came out on her own with her hands raised. Pupils are dilated, speech is confused, clear signs of drug intoxication. According to neighbors, at night she threatened her husband with a knife. He does not cooperate with the cartel owners. The operatives seized the blade and the man was taken to a safe area. The woman was detained and handed over to doctors. In the evening, operatives detained an elderly man nicknamed Thwarted, the father of one of the already arrested defendants. While fixing his hands, he suddenly tensed up and complained of pain and dizziness. The crew immediately called paramedics and took him to the nearest hospital. After stabilizing the condition, the doctors cleared the investigator. The interrogation was conducted in the presence of a cardiologist and a lawyer. Thwarted confirmed that he knew about the scheme. but only transferred the packages at the request of his son. The patrol cars sped through the empty streets. Sirens sounded in the silence, illuminating everything around with red and blue light. The radio crackled. The dispatcher repeated the address. The suspect had been spotted near the industrial zone. The film crew was already on site. The reporter was holding a microphone. Beacons were flashing behind her. According to preliminary data, the armed man fled into the territory of the old plant. The area is blocked off. Special forces are expected to arrive, she said into the frame. A few minutes later, a Special Forces column approached the plant silence, only the sound of footsteps on concrete. The soldiers dispersed at the gate, checked communications, and turned on their laser sights. The commander whispered into the radio, "Alpha Group, ready in 1 minute. On signal, entry." At this time, the FSB group went to arrest the person using the coordinates received. 2 armored SUVs were in front. The third was covering from behind. The plan was clear. Interception at the entrance, blocking the staircases and elevator, quick assault without noise. During an inspection, hundreds of kilograms of drugs were discovered on board the government ship, hidden in containers disguised as industrial cargo. The bags containing the substance were hermetically sealed. The crew was interrogated, 2 were detained, and the Coast Guard took control of the ship. Each of those on board the ship was sentenced to up to 10 years of imprisonment without the possibility of leaving early. 5000/5000 night. Red-blue reflections of sirens fall on the wet asphalt. The camera does not move away from one thing. Hands on the back of the head, a face pressed to the hood, short commands. "Stop! Don't move!" The first scene is a stop at a roadside motel. A man in a dark jacket, his hair is tousled, his breathing is labored. They pulled him out of the car, opened the trunk. Inside were 3 sports bags, the smell of chemicals, sealed bags without markings. What he was detained for was transportation of drugs on an especially large scale. No unnecessary words, just a sharp fixation of the hands, a bag over the head, and the slam of the car door next frame. The narrow staircase of an old house, a loud knock on the door, then the crash of a battering ram. The woman screams, but opens it herself, hands up in a robe. There are 3 telephones on the table, scales, powder crumbs on the windowsill. The protocol will later write, suspected of packaging and distributing psychotropic substances. They take her out barefoot. It's dawn outside the window. Private yard. There are 2 operatives at the gate. The third is holding a walkie-talkie. The man comes out with his hands raised. "Are you Sergei Ivanov?" A short nod. They put him against the wall and handcuff him. Why? Organizing a sales network, transferring wholesale quantities to couriers. The camera captures his eyes. They are empty, as if he knew all this in advance. A woman in her 30s is detained in an underground parking lot. She gets into the car, but the door is immediately blocked. In the back seat, there is a bag of documents, flash drives, and a phone without a SIM card. For what? Financial assistance to a criminal group, money laundering. She doesn't resist. She just asks, "Can I call the child?" In silence. Next is a young guy, thin, wearing a hoodie. He was picked up at the bus stop. There are dozens of packages in the backpack. He tries to explain that he was just passing it on, but an officer is standing next to him with a tablet. Photographs, correspondence, geolocations. Everything is confirmed. For what? Transportation and storage of drugs. Participation in a criminal chain. The next shot is the accounting office. Woman with glasses, paper, print. A group comes in and presents a warrant. She doesn't resist. She just removes her hands from the table. Why? Registration of fictitious companies, transfer of money for supplies to other countries, a table with sums hung on the monitor screen. A security guard is hired in the courtyard of a nightclub. They lay him on the ground. The lantern shines directly into his face. For what? covering up operations for selling the substance inside the establishment, participating in coordination. In the wardrobe, behind the wall, they find a cache of packages. The noise of the music can still be heard, but forensic scientists are already working there. The next episode is a car wash on the outskirts. A man in overalls holds a sponge but does not have time to take off his gloves. It is fixed against the wall. In the workshop, they find equipment for upholstering cars, metal sheets with packages hidden inside for what? Making hiding places, facilitating smuggling. A teenager is detained on the roof of an old building. He tried to climb onto the neighboring house, but did not have time. They take him without force, carefully. There is a flash drive in my pocket, with addresses and passwords on it. For what? IT support for the cartel, encryption of correspondence, creation of fake accounts. There is fear and confusion on the face. An elderly man, known by the nickname Hotterbeach, is detained at the market. He is the father of one of the organizers. When fixed, he becomes ill. Doctors are nearby. He will be questioned later at the hospital. For what? Transfer of information, mediation, concealment of the sun. The frame changes. In an apartment on the outskirts, there is a man with a child. The soldiers rush in and put him against the wall. There is a bag of bills in the kitchen, a laptop with an open mailbox on the floor. For what? Collecting and transferring money from small dealers, keeping records of deliveries. A neighbor carries the child out in her arms. Next, on the highway, the truck stops. The driver comes out and holds the documents. The dog barks. The signal is there is a smell. Briquettes are found under the trailer floor. For what? Transportation of drugs, cooperation with the organizers of deliveries. He is placed face down on the ground. His hands are fixed, and the camera shows the load mark. The next shot is a small pharmacy. Behind the counter is a woman, a doctor's coat, tired eyes. She is taken straight from her workplace. At the checkout, there are prescriptions issued for non-existent people. For what? Participation in the illegal sale of drugs, fictitious prescriptions. Transition. Entrance of an elite house. A man in a suit, a briefcase in his hand. 3 people in bulletproof vests surround him. On a flash drive found later are documents with offshore accounts. For what? Cartel money laundering through law firms. He is silent as he is led to the car. A guy with a guitar case is detained in the parking lot. There are no tools inside, but thick bags. For what? Transporting drugs under the guise of creative activity. He screams, makes excuses, but it's too late. There is a taxi driver in the schoolyard. He is taken when he drops off a passenger. In the trunk, there are replaceable numbers and magnetic frames. For what? Transportation of group members? Delivery logistics. On the front seat is a navigator with marked addresses. Next is the staircase of a high-rise building. Young girl with a phone. They stop her at the door and show her a warrant. The phone contains coordinates of caches and photos of packages. For what? Participation in the storage and cleaning of points. She doesn't cry. He simply asks to give the cat to his mother. The next episode features a convenience store clerk. They take it in the back room. There is a box hidden under flour. Inside there are bags of powder. For what? Organizing illegal trade. The store is sealed. There is a sign on the door. Closed. Square near the station. Crowd. 2 men are sitting on a bench and operatives approach them. One tries to run, but falls. For what? Buying up stolen phones and transferring SIM cards to dealers. The police take the second one too. Money scatters on the asphalt. Entrance of the old hostel. A man with a flask. He is taken out without resistance. Laboratory equipment is found in the basement. For what? Production of precursors. Participation in production. Laundry. A young woman sorts laundry. Under the bag is money. For what? Storage of funds obtained by criminal means. She trembles as the officer handcuffs her. On the roof of the business center is an IT specialist with a laptop. They take it without noise. The computer contains archives of correspondence and anonymization programs. For what? Ensuring the protection of the cartel's communication channels. A man dressed as a minister is detained in the churchyard. In his bag is a list of names and phone numbers. For what? Mediation, cover under a religious organization. Next is underground parking. The woman gets into the car, but the door is blocked. There are documents and contracts on the seat. For what? Fictitious deliveries, participation in money laundering. In the next shot, there is a man in sportswear, a street trainer. There are bags in the gym locker. For what? Distribution among young people. Nightclub, young couple at the bar counter. Two of them take them at once. There is correspondence on the phone about the sale. For what? Participation in distribution. People around are filming on their phones. Schoolyard. A middle-aged woman, shaking all over, comes out with her hands raised. Her husband is behind the police for what? Attempted assault, participation in forcing a witness to remain silent, traces of a substance in the blood. Next is the parking lot at the supermarket Old Guard. He is asked to show his passes. There are envelopes in the nightstand. For what? Data transfer, cooperation with the cartel. The frame is an indoor market spice merchant. The boxes contain bags of white powder. For what? Undercover trading. He has led past customers. The next episode is a man in a wheelchair. A flash drive is hidden in the armrest. For what? Courier delivery of encrypted data. The last shots are a montage. The detainees are sitting in paddy wagons. Some are silent, some are crying. The voiceover calmly sums it up. Each of them is part of the same chain. Courier, accountant, driver, doctor, security guard, IT specialist. Everyone contributed their share in transportation, storage, cover, or payment. Today their faces are at interrogations. Tomorrow, in court, this is not the finale. This is just the first wave. The camera pans along a corridor of handcuffs, evidence and expressionless faces. End credits.